Stretch goals are this concept where it's really reaching beyond what you're currently capable of. So if we're constantly setting goals where it's actually allowing us to reach those targets every time, it's like it doesn't tell our subconscious that we can actually reach further than that. So what happens with stretch goals is it's where we're wanting to increase our ability to get to that point by maybe 5 to 10%. So it's not a huge amount, it's that small amount. It's literally, if you imagine kind of like stretching out to grab something off a shelf rather than going for the one right at eye level, you're stretching just above it, and then when you've been able to stretch just above it, you realize that you can stretch just above that again. So with stretch goals, what we want to do is that we want to start off really small when we start working with them. So you could look at your day and what you have on your list that you want to get through when you're working on improving your productivity. And so rather than putting down on the list only what you know that you'll get achieved in that time, you might start to add on one more task onto the list. Now, when you actually go through that process, and we're doing that mental thing of literally writing, ticking, crossing it off, all of those things that straight away tell our subconscious that yes, you've completed that task. When you start to add on just one more task each day, what you'll find is that your brain will actually start to work out a way in which you can become more efficient in that process. So let's say if you're having to do something that you know you do quite often, it could be like a data entry kind of aspect. And let's say maybe you get through, 25 items if we're talking about from a bookkeeping aspect. Now, if you change that on your daily list to go, I want to get through 30 items that I can get through in that same time, what you'll find is that by adding in that little bit of a stretch, you'll start to notice how much more productive and efficient you become. Because what your brain will start doing is working out a way in which you can become more efficient. So it might be that you've got all of your things organized and all of a sudden you work out a different flow in which you're going to approach a task so that you can achieve that 30 mark rather than 25. Now, once you've started practicing this, I should say, with your day-to-day stuff, and this is where we're implementing stretch goals into a small and achievable way each day, what it means is that as you get better and better at this, of course you're going to improve your outputs, but also you're getting ready to put those stretch goals onto your bigger goals. So what that means is, let's say, for instance, you're writing a book and your goal is to write a book. Rather than going for writing a book, you might change it a little bit and say, actually, I've decided I'm going to have a stretch goal there and I'm going to become a best-selling author. Now, when you just add that little bit more on, and I know that's still a considerable amount there that we're changing in that story, but what happens is that when you've already shown your subconscious on a daily basis that you are able to achieve more than what you thought, when you apply this to something bigger, all of a sudden your subconscious mind says, we can do that. We can stretch a bit further. We can stretch a bit beyond what we thought was what we were capable of or what we could achieve. And then all of a sudden, the things that you're approaching on a much bigger level, you'll be able to stretch that bit, and that's where you'll see the magic really starting to happen in your life. So start off with those small incremental things. That 5 to 10% is a good place to start. And then once you get the hang of it and you're used to adding in stretch goals, you can start applying them onto your actual big target goals and see what happens. So I'm Leina Broughton. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please share, like, subscribe, all the things, and I'll see you again soon.